Hello everyone, this is Naveen and welcome to my YouTube channel Tech Learn with Data. As you know, I have started the series for Apache Spark. So whether you are a enthusiast, a budding data scientist, or just curious about the world of technology, you are in the right place. Here we break down complex tech concept into a simple, easy to understand lessons. Okay, so you can learn the concept for interview perspective also with PySpark code. In this series, we will cover everything from the basic to advanced topic with hands-on example and the practical tips. Okay, all right. Let's jump into today's new topic that is Apache Spark architecture. So Apache Spark architecture, that's how it works. Actually, Apache Spark is like the brain of big data processing, but it does actually work under the how it works under the hood, means under the roof, and how it's work on inside the Apache Spark. In this video, we will break down the Apache Spark architecture in a simple, human-friendly way. We will explore the roles of Spark driver, what is executors, cluster manager, and the magic of DAG, directed acyclic graph. Okay, and also we will explore RDD, resilient distributed dataset. So let's start. Apache Spark architecture is designed to process large scale data. Okay, we will is also uh, transform the data whatever is like in a large format, like a TB format or the GB formats also, and also it's also working with the multiple machine. Okay, it's like a well organized team where each member has a specific role. Okay, like if we talk about the Spark driver, it's also like as a working at the brain of the operation. Okay, like a driver we can say it's like as a manager. Okay, executor, like here we can say like executor means that we are like some employees are inside the manager. Okay, like it's also what's going to the do from the worker end or executor end, you can say. Okay, cluster manager, here in the cluster manager that you can say like as a HR manager, human resource manager, whatever the hiring for the executor, whatever the hiring for the workers also, they find out the workers for the specific task, that is the cluster manager. Tag, this is a directed acyclic graph that you can say this is the plan or that with the specific for the executing task, that you have the some 4 to 5 tasks is there are there. Okay, and you are executing the task one by one. Once first one is complete, that it will go into the second one is complete, that it will go to the third one, and so on. So this is the directed acyclic graph. Okay, there is no for loop and each loop. It is a directed in a one way for the directed acyclic graph. Okay, now come into the RDD, that is the resilient distributed data set. This is a building blocks of the data. This is building block of the Spark. Okay, how we can transform the data, how can we execute the data, how can we create the list for those one. Okay, so this is a RDD. If we talk about the Spark architecture, that I already told you that there's a driver that this is like it's like as a manager. Okay, we have a worker node looks like as a employee. Okay, and both are handled through with the cluster manager. Okay, like if we have a project, okay, driver initiate a project, driver and manager initiate a project and told to HR manager that we need some 5 to 6 employee, okay, for this project for the delivery for some client. Okay, so what do by the cluster manager with that is a human resource manager is also hire some worker or a employee for that manager and tell to manager that we have some 5 to 6 guys for the to handle those tasks, please take that and execute the program. Okay, so what you do, that worker node or employee that's also assigned to those assigned to that driver, and driver create a make some task. Okay, that we have some task that is a directed acyclic graph, and give that task to work to those workers. Okay, that that's also handled by the worker. That's the completed one by one task and go to the new task. Okay, this is Apache Spark architecture. This is a very simple format that you can understand here. Now come into the one by one we will understand what is Apache Spark driver, like what are the executors are there. Okay, so we need to understand that it's we will understand that what is uh, that what is the Spark driver, what is the executor, what is are the RDD, and and sorry. So we will understand one by one. Okay, so what is the Spark driver? Spark driver is like as a brain. Okay, this is also central coordinator of the Spark application. Okay, that we can like as a project manager. I have already told you that this is a, like as a project manager. This also break down the job into a smaller task. Okay, send this task to the worker. It means that it also assign those tasks into the executors or worker and collect the result once the tasks are completed. Okay, there are some responsibilities of the Spark driver, like it's convert your code into a digital plan, that is a DAG. Okay, it's also communicate with the cluster manager to allocate resource. Okay, it's also track the progress of task and handles failures. If there we are getting any failures, it's also handled through with the Spark driver. Okay, now come into the executor. Like executor already told that these are the workers or employees as a organization. Okay, so executors are the worker node that perform the actual data processing. Okay, it runs on separate machines on the cluster. It also execute tasks whatever the assigned by the Spark driver or a program manager. Okay, and also store data in a memory or disk. It's also stored that whatever you have any data, that's also stored into a disk for the faster processing. Okay, if we talk about the responsibilities of the workers, that's also having the executing task. Okay, it's also executing task in the form like it's also executed like as a for transformation or also as for the actions. Okay, like if we talk about the transformation, that is also the like the map or any other thing. That if we talk about the action, that is the count or group wise are there, that is also the actions. Okay, it also store the data like in the format of the RDD. Okay, it also report task status to the Spark driver. Okay, it's give the status to the of the task to the your their managers. Okay, that what is the status is going that to execute for this task. Now come into the cluster manager. Okay, cluster manager I already told that like as a resource allocator, like as a human resource manager in an organization. Okay, the manager is responsible for managing resource across the cluster. Okay, it allocates CPU, memory, and other resource to the Spark allocation. Okay, Spark support multiple types of the cluster manager, like as a standalone. Okay, Yarn, that is also the yet another resource negotiator. Okay, that is used for the Hadoop ecosystems. Mesos, this is also a general purpose cluster manager, and the Kubernetes, that is also is for the containerized environment. Okay, that it's also the use for this containerized environment. Okay, now come into the DAG. DAG means directed acyclic graph. That is a execution plan for each task. Okay, like if for an example you have a party in your home. Okay, and for that party execution you have some task that you need to take some sweets, and how can we make the sweets, and how can we make the disk. So this type of the execution plan, and what when we have a plan to invite the guest to in our homes, that this type of the task we have to execute the party. Okay, so that is a DAG. We have to define the task in your paper and executing that those tasks one by one. Once in completed first stage, that is come into the second stage. Okay, so we can say that we have some stages also, we have some task also. In a stage we have also inside the stage we can also we have create a task. Okay, we have a task. Once the task is completed, that one stage is completed. Okay, so you have understood the basic concept of the DAG. Now come into RDD, that is also the resilient distributed data set. This type is like as a building block. Okay, the actually, and it is also a fundamental data structure in a Spark. Okay, it's a distributed collection of elements that can be processed in parallelly. Okay, that if we talk about the what is the resilient, that it can recover from the failure using lineage. That is data lineage. It also give the information where is the failure of any task. It recover that failure in and re-execute again. And the distributed, if we talk about distributed means data is split across multiple nodes in the cluster. Okay, what is immutable? Immutable in once created RDD that we cannot change. Okay, instead new RDD we need to create through the transformation. What is the feature of the RDD? It support the lazy evaluation. Means if we if there is no action is code that that RDD cannot transform the data. Okay, enable it also enable the fault tolerance through the lineage. Okay, if we talk about the Spark, how to execute the Spark process, that like let's assume that you have a Spark application, you write a Spark application, that first whatever the Spark driver convert your code into your DAG. Okay, it converts the dog and DAG also, like it also split your code into the multiple tasks. Okay, as per the task, now come into the cluster manager, allocate resource, that is the executor for those tasks, for that tag also. That executor execute those tasks and store immediate result to the RDD. Okay, once RDD is created, the Spark driver collects the final result. That is the work and the process for those ones. Now come into the PySpark code. Okay, let's do the code for this one. Come into the Visual Studio Code. We have the code for this one. Okay, earlier that you can see that we have uh, that we have filtered the data. Same we will do here. Okay, what we will do, just we will initialize the Spark session like from PySpark and import Spark session. Just tap it here, Spark session, Spark session, Spark, sorry, Spark contest. In RDD, like I will tell you that there is a Spark contest we use instead of the Spark session, because Spark session is the latest uh, contest for the like which is basically used for the PySpark. Okay, yeah. But here we will use the Spark contest is here. So we will use this here. Now come into initialize the Spark contest, like SC is equal to Spark contest. Here we will do Spark contest. Just a second. Local Spark architecture example. Spark architecture. Okay, let's do. It's also initialize what is the error. Just a second. Okay. Okay, we I have already let's saying that you have already created the Spark session, though, so you cannot create a Spark contest. Okay, just accept this one. Spark contest, we cannot do this one. Okay, what we will do, just a simple thing is here. What we will do, like we will create the Spark session. We have already this one. Okay, now what we will do, we will create a Spark session. Let's take a copy from here. We have created the Spark. Okay, now what we will do, created a data. What we do, data, we can here 1 2 3. Okay, just 10. Okay, equal to RDD is equal to SC Spark dot data. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, it has been created. Now we can see also the RDD. Just say the print. Okay, RDD dot collect. Let's see, we have the 1 2 3 4 up to 10. Okay, now come into the new one. What we will do, we will do the use for the lambda function for to perform the transformation. So let's see, RDD. Okay, RDD map is equal to that. Here you can say it is automatically come RDD map lambda, uh, what we do, x into x into x. Okay, just tab it here. If we do here, just simple 2, like what we'll do, multiply 2 will do. Okay, so whatever the value will become for the x, it will automatically multiply by 2. Okay, multiple each, that is also multiply each element by 2. So that you know that RDD map means RDD is not like RDD is mutable, that we cannot change. So what we have to do, we need to create a new RDD, like RDD filtered. If we talk about the RDD dot filter is equal to lambda is x percent, like we will, what we will do, if whatever the x is greater than 5, that we will include those value. Okay, like we have the x is greater than 5. Okay, so whatever it will do, it will get those values who is greater than 5, means which one value is greater than 5, it will store those values into the RDD filter. Okay, so what we will next, just execute this one and code. Now we will store those RDD to filter into the result, that the RDD filtered dot collect. Okay, so it will go to the result. It will inside into the result. What we now, what we'll do, just print. It will take some time. Task result. So it will now the data, whole data come into the result. Now we will just print the result only. Okay, so you can see here the result is come here 6 7 8 9 10, that which is greater than 5. So you can, now you can understand the RDD transformation, and how can we get the last result for that one RDD. Okay, so coming to slide. So, in the final word, that you can also understand the Apache Spark architecture, that how can we data processing into the Apache Spark. Now, we have also break down the roles of Spark driver, what is the cluster manager, DAG or RDD. Okay, now in the last we have checked the PySpark code. Okay, that how can we create a data frame, I means how can we create the RDD also, how can we transform the data also, and how can we filter the uh, data also. Okay, so this type of the activities we have done in this video. So let's meet into the new video. Okay, for that we can we need to more explore in the DAG, because this is a very good concept, or it's a important concept in the format of Spark. Okay, so it's a very this is a good that needs to be more and more asking from the interviewer side, that what is a DAG, how we can also proceed the DAG. Okay, what is the importance of DAG is the Spark architecture. So okay, thank you.